What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why most women are useless, especially when it comes to my age. Me, I am in my late 20s. I'm 28, but most women from the ages from 20 to damn near every woman, I feel like most women are useless. This is why like I don't go out and date them like that because I feel like most women have nothing to offer because women expect you, well, obviously they expect you to take them out on dates, then they expect you to approach them, to talk to them. People may say it's normal, bro, like, oh, the man is supposed to come up to a woman and talk to her, which is fine, but most women are very stuck up. Most women, when they're out in public, they're very closed off. So like this is why like whenever I'm out in public, I always see women, like females, they're always in groups. I never see a female by herself. I never see a female doing her own thing. Usually a lot of females, when they go out, they're in packs, and there's nothing wrong with being in packs, but like they're like bunched up together, like they're very unapproachable. They always have their arms across from each other. They look very standoffish and stuff like that, and they're not looking very open. Versus if guys were in groups, they look more open, they look less standoffish, they look more approachable. But why is that with women? They're just bunched up together and they're just fucking gossiping or just talking. Like, I don't know, women, they operate weird. They don't. I feel like most women lack a lot of confidence because throughout their whole lives they're so used to living a lie. Like, they're praised growing up by their family. Society teaches people that women are always the first priority. They always get the upper hand. Women, they could just be naked or strip or be a hoe or a prostitute, and then they can make money like that. So a lot of women, they don't really think for themselves. They don't know what it's like to live life independently. And even if they do work here and there, usually they work at career fields or career settings that doesn't require hard labor. This is why you see less women who are plumbers, electricians, even in the military, mechanics. No, they'll do work that involves doing nails, being a teacher, just career that doesn't involve hands-on, which is nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that women, they don't know what it's like to struggle. In my opinion, they don't know what it's like to struggle, and because of that, they have a mindset where they're extremely entitled, and that makes women a lot. That's why most women are very delusional, because they're so entitled, because they never struggled in their life before. They don't know. Not only that, you don't have to struggle, but they don't know what it's like to work hard. I don't know, but um but yeah, I mean, I can't date women who aren't in the same class, who's not in the same class range as me. I'm considered, when I'm talking about class range, I'm talking about like if they're making similar income as me. If I'm meeting a woman who doesn't have income, who doesn't have a car, who doesn't have her own place, I'm not gonna date her, because then I'm gonna have to be her fucking sugar daddy. I don't want to be no one's fucking sugar daddy. I'm not. When I date, when I approach connections, I want to approach a woman who's mature, who has her own stuff going on, who has her own career. I don't want to date a woman who doesn't even have a car, who's not even making money, who's not even doing shit with their life. You know, just going to school, but that's it. Like, she still lives with her family. She still lives with her parents. She doesn't have her own car. She doesn't even make money. So like, what are you doing? Like, you know, so I can't date women like that. I need to date women who has their own shit going on, because they'll just find things to complain about. They'll they'll expect you to take care of them, and they got nothing to offer. Most women, they got nothing to offer. Most women, they're not intellectual. The only thing that's comfort having a woman by a man's side is that they offer pussy, or like just because of sex, honestly, just because of sex, just because of nurturing. But they don't have the intelligence to uplift you. They don't have the capacity to motivate you, inspire you, to back you up and stuff like that, to fight for you. No, they don't do that. Especially when they don't have their own goals, they don't have their own dreams. They're just kind of useless in a way. So like, I can't really date women like that. You know, even like if I'm dating a woman, like let's say she's very submissive, right? But she doesn't have her own place. She doesn't work. She doesn't have her own car. She doesn't make money, but she's very submissive. Is like, I guess that's fine and all, but like it just kind of it's weird that like I feel like I still have to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like she needs to have her own stuff going on. She needs to have her own vision, her own goals and dreams and ambition. She also needs to have intelligence to where she has a lot of empathy, where she can see things from where you're coming from. So the type of woman that I want to date, that I want to want in my life is one, she has her own stuff going on, meaning she makes her own money, she has her own car, she has her own place, and she has a lot of goals and big dreams. Also, I want a woman who has a lot of empathy, to where she has a lot of emotional intelligence, to where because most women that I've been around with or and I've observed, women, they like to start problems because they're not emotionally present within you. Or I guess I'm going to use my life for example because I could get all over the place. I tend to date women who are very emotionally unavailable. I don't know if I specifically attract women who are emotionally unavailable, or most women are just emotionally unavailable because it kind of makes sense because a lot of women offer off of emotion. They don't offer off of logic, so that's why they don't take accountability. They don't like to face themselves. I always see a pattern to where men always talk about complain about how women never want to take accountability, and this shit is true. I can see it happening, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, hopefully. But I tend to attract women who are emotionally unavailable. So whenever I'm with these women, when we're dating, I feel a disconnect. I feel like they're not in the present moment. I feel like you're not addressing any issues. I feel like they're not really, because I feel like when I come to connections, I'm putting in the most of the work. I'm the one that's looking out for them. I'm the one that's making sure that she's good. I'm making sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing to offend her. But when I'm with the female, what she'll do is like she doesn't have a problem leaving and not apologizing. She doesn't have a problem with acknowledging what she did was wrong. She doesn't take time out of her day to make sure I'm good or how I'm feeling mentally, or let alone like making sure she's doing things that's not hurting me. But yeah, why is it that I have the mindset when I approach women? You know what I'm saying? So it's some shit like that to where like I can't fucking deal with, you know? So I feel like I've dated a lot of women who are either very emotionally immature and or they're in a period of their life to where they don't have a car, they're not making money, they don't have their own place and stuff like that. Or you know what I'm saying? So I'm always in the wrong timeline when it comes to women. I'm in a different timeline compared to them, you know. So um but I'm not gonna chase women out here. Obviously, if I find a female that's attractive, yeah, I'm gonna approach her. But I'm not gonna take time out of my day to go to bars and clubs and try to talk to every woman. No, like I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just gonna focus on myself, focus on my own happiness, because it really is a headache. You know, it's really frustrating when it's very triggering too. Because if you're willing to be in a connection, for other people it may be different. But for me, how I approach connections is that when I connect with someone, I go all in. I don't half-ass. I don't, you know, I don't half-ass. I go all in because why? Either I go all in or I don't pursue at all. You know, and I'm not talking about moving things too fast or being clingy. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that um, if I decide to pursue someone, I want to put my energy and focus onto you, and I'm going to take you seriously. Um, if that it's hard to explain, but basically I expect the same respect as I'm giving to her, you know. But if she's half-assing the connection, if she's not taking accountability, if she's not emotionally present, which basically means she hasn't done the emotional work to work on herself, so that's why she doesn't take accountability. It's hard for her to be in the present moment. It's harder for her to have empathy, you know. And also, if she's not working or not making money or doesn't have a clear vision and goals, she's not gonna have the space or room to give me what I'm looking for, which is emotional connection. So I can't deal with women like that, you know. So basically, when I want to date a woman, my dream women or females who I date, I want them to have their own money, their own car, their own place, a vision and goals that they want to chase after life. I want them to have ambition. I also want them to be emotionally present. They have a lot of empathy. They have a lot of emotional intelligence. They have awareness. I also I want a female who's very understanding, you know? And I'm saying those things because I have those myself. I can be understanding. I can be emotionally present. I I do have goals and dreams that I'm currently trying to chase. I am set. I have my own place. I am making money. I have my own car, you know? So it's an equal give and take, you know? And obviously the two people, me and the female and me, we both have to be attracted to each other, whatever what our type is, physically, right? But I'm not talking about physical attraction. That plays a role as well, most definitely. But I'm talking about like the mental and career aspects of it, you know? So that's what I'm trying to get at. But like I said, I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna continue on healing myself, focus on myself, and not force anything. And I should be good. But yeah, but I can't deal with average women, man. Most women are very stuck up. Most of them are very selfish, and I feel like it's very hard to find a woman who has a lot of empathy, who has a lot of respect for herself, and who has her own shit together. It's hard to find a female like that because most of them are entitled. Most of them are stuck up. Most of them lack confidence, but they hide it by being very arrogant, very narcissistic, very mean and cold-hearted, and they're just very entitled, and it rubs me off the wrong way. I just can't deal with that. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.